dealer in Collier County for over 29 years. No matter what you need, Marco River Marina and Wiggins Pass Marina has it. They can sell it, equip it, fix it, fuel it, clean it, store it, paint it, and rent it. And now, here's Ready Red Steer.
Good evening and welcome aboard to Anglers Outlook. It's a pleasure to have you here this afternoon, this evening. The weather's pretty good right now. It's looking like it might calm down, but long-range weather forecast doesn't look all that promising. More rain, maybe. It's anybody's guess as to what's going to happen. I had several people touch base with me today and say, you know, what do you think is going to happen over the weekend? If I could predict that precisely, I would be sitting here doing this TV show tonight. I'd be doing something more valuable, I think. But it's anybody's guess as to what's going to happen. And fishing will go as so goes the weather, for sure. If we can just get a little bit of a break and let this water clear up, it's dropped its temperatures. I said last week it keeps coming down a little bit more and more. Some nice sheephead are showing up. And, of course, that's par for the course. It's that time of year when they should be showing up. And we'll probably see some nice-sized black drum brought in the next few weeks. And, kingfish and Spanish mackerel, they got to be out there as long as the weather would calm down where we can get out and do some trolling for them. I had a call last week. A lady called and said her and her husband were at a garage sale, and they had picked up some old fishing rods and reels and would like to have someone appraise them or look at them and get a value on them. And Jennifer was right on the ball. She got the lady's name and phone number and all just perfect, brought it into me after the program, handed it to me here on the set, and somewhere between here and Isles of Capri, that paper got lost. So if that lady is watching tonight, if you'll call us again, call me either tonight or at the Marco River Marina tomorrow, and I'll get in touch back with you. We'll get together and look at those rods and reels and try to give you a value on them. The antique tackle collectors, Florida Antique Tackle Collectors, they do a great job. So we've got a lot of backup people that can help us out at an event that I can't put a value on them. We had a little bit of a trivia question last week, and a gentleman called just as we were going off the air, and I felt like that he was entitled to do it because to have the prize because he knew it, and we just had to put him on hold right at the last minute. But last week we asked about a 1975 catch on the Met tournament, Miami Met or South Florida Met as it's called now, was a 54-pound redfish. That fish was caught by Joe Mealy of Naples. He caught it off the Naples Pier, and the fish was mounted, by the way, so somewhere around Collier County, it's a possibility that a 54-pound redfish mount is lurking around here. And I doubt if you'll ever see another one that large caught around here, especially entered in a tournament, because they're too large to keep when you get that large. Next week, I'm going to throw another trivia question at you, and as we do this the next 2 or 3 months, we're going to put everybody's name that names the trivia question, answers it, put it in a hat, and we're going to have a grand prize about February the 16th. We'll pinpoint that date a little bit later in the year. We've just keep on coming. I'll tell you, I should be having a call from a Naples attorney. Last week we talked a little bit. We had a question about changing your Loran numbers into GPS numbers. And I had mentioned that I would try to get a hold of the attorney here in Naples, and he has promised that he's going to try to call the show tonight. He may be calling right now, and if he is, why, they'll let me know, and we'll put him on the air and give you his name and everything. That he's found a computer software company that if you mail them your Loran numbers, they will change everything into your GPS for a small charge. So it's looking good. He's excited about it. He plans to do it. If he calls, we'll give you the information. If he's not near the phone and can't get to us, we'll follow up on get you the information from him next Monday. In the meantime, we'll go to some pictures of some recent catches before the bad weather came in. Carl Dees and his family, they're shown here with a 56-inch nurse shark. This picture is Pam Hildendorf and Ben Hildendorf and Carl Dietz of Marco Island. The next picture is another picture of them with I believe it's with the same shark. And the reason we had to get this picture in is that's Carl's grandson, Hunter Goody, and Hunter's from Dallas, Texas. And of course, Ben's also shown there again in this picture. The third picture is a picture of Captain Phil Ridge aboard the Blue Runner. He charters the Blue Runner out of Marco River Marina. He's shown with Ben again, holding a large shoefish that they caught and released. They snapped the picture, he got the fish back overboard. And in the next picture, we have Ben again holding up a large barracuda while he was fishing aboard the Blue Runner that same day. And just a great time they had out there, and also fishing from the beach in their stay here at Marco Island with their dad. Well, the next picture is another group of people that were nice enough to bring this some pictures by. Debbie and Captain Jim Kurteka with a nice redfish, and I want to tell you, that's a nice sized redfish. Looks like they're real happy about it. Jim Coriol is shown in this next picture with a really nice snook, and he was fishing with Captain Jim. They took a really nice shot of a barracuda in this next picture that was about to be gaffed. A nice shot there, good action shot, and they caught and released that barracuda also. And last but not least, in this particular series of pictures, is 4-year-old Kelly Kurteka, and what she's shown here with her first redfish. And Kelly, a really, really great job. You look like you're real happy with that first redfish of your fishing career, just getting started, and I'm sure you'll be turning in some more pictures here on Anglers Outlook very, very soon. We're going to be right back here on WB10 with more Anglers Outlook right after this.
Some people have a problem remembering names, but you'll have no problem remembering where to find Southwest Florida's #1 Shimano fishing tackle display with the finest quality fishing reels on the planet. Marco River Marina and Wiggins Pass Marina will put your mind at ease with their large selection of Shimano fishing reels, the Calcuttas, the Stratic and Sustain, the Dynabalance, the TLDs, the Bait Runner. All are just a few of the many models that will cover your casting and spinning needs, plus Shimano superstars, the heavy-duty Tiagra TI-50 and TI-80, armed with Shimano's hydrothermal graphite drag system that resets itself by loosening the drag's pressure during the heat of the fight with that demon of the deep. So put the finishing touch on your successful day's fishing trip with Shimano Fishing Tackle from Marco River Marina, 951 Bald Eagle Drive on Marco Island, and from Wiggins Pass Marina, 13635 Vanderbilt Drive in Naples.
Hi folks, Captain Roger Parcells
and Captain Sean Shute,
inviting you to join us aboard the Sunshine Express and explore the beautiful inland waters of Marco Island. 7 days a week we're offering backcountry fishing trips at $35 per person and island shelling trips at $25 per person. It's great fun for the whole family, and there's even discounts for kids. So stop by and see us at our Cheeky Hut at the Marco River Marina, or give us a call at Sunshine Tours, 642-5415. Thank you.
What do you think? Are they biting? I guess they're biting today.
Hi folks, Captain Roger Parcells here for the charter boat Miss Louise. Inviting you to come out and join me for some great fishing in the Gulf of Mexico. Right now we're catching some nice king mackerel, cobia, grouper and snapper, and lots of other stuff. So come on out and join us. Have a great time.
I have another series of pictures here, and I think you're really going to get a big kick out of this. We had a lot of excitement down there on Marco Island with that the Marco Island Grand Slam tournament. And before we go to that, though, we have the first picture of the second segment here of the Tom Jewell family, and they're shown here as, of course, in the background, Captain Bill Walsh aboard the Don Patrol, and the Jewell family, Chris, Jesse, and John, all from Naples, and they bagged this 44-inch, 31-pound cobia. They were only fishing about 1.5 miles from the shore, so these cobia will move in close to shore as long as you can find some structure out there. And like I say, about 1.5 miles from the beach, and they were fishing with Captain Bill Walsh aboard the charter boat, the Don Patrol. The Marco Island Grand Slam winners, and what we're going to do, I'm going to go through some of the winners of the tournament down there this weekend, and as I'm voicing over the results that I have here, we're also going to go through some pictures of the kids tournament, and that was my fun time for the weekend, going down to the yacht club there at the bridge and at the Judge Shelley Bridge and snapping these pictures of these kids. They had a ball, the parents and the kids showed up, and it rained and it misty rain and it would pour and it did everything. And those kids stayed out there and fished, put their life jackets on and did everything. Really were very well behaved. And here's some pictures of them as I tell you about the other part of the tournament, the winners of the tournament. The largest fish was won by Curtis Grant, they tell me. The amateur division, most fish caught, was taken by Robert Petronzo. And in the pro section of the tournament, we have pro tournament champ Jeffrey Owen, and he was fishing with Captain George Yates. A pro division again, most fish caught was actually a tie between Nancy Happany and Captain Steve Happany. And we had the pro largest redfish, Jeff Brown. He was fishing with Captain Matt Hoover. We also had the pro largest snook caught in that particular tournament was Robert King caught the fish, and he was with Captain George Yates. Now you'll notice these pictures are just fantastic. The kids all had a great time. The Marco Island Yacht Club cooked hot dogs and hamburgers, and they also hosted the kids tournament completely. We had the shrimp, the bait shrimp, donated through the Marco River Marina, but they were donated by the Naples Bait Company. Eddie Hamilton and Carol Hamilton have been doing the bait scene for many, many years here in Collier County. They always step up at bat and hit a home run when they're asked to do something for any of the kids. I'll tell you, they're fantastic people. As we move on through, you'll see the young fellow there getting a life jacket put on him. And here's the star of the picture taking right there. He's got a little Zepco reel, and he was very serious. He did catch a couple real small snappers, the little fellow there. I wasn't able to get all their names, so I decided not to put any names up so we wouldn't shortchange anybody. There's a young lady that just walked up on the dock getting rid of her bait and getting ready to go fishing. So it goes on and on and on. We'll flash these pictures. Just keep them rolling, Mike, and we'll just keep right on rolling them. And there's a nice snapper caught by that young fellow. And if I'm not mistaken, he placed in maybe #1 or #2 in the earnings. And there's a couple of kids with their dad fishing on the dock. Another young lady with it. So we'll just keep on rolling. The Grand Slam tournament, with the weather the way it was and the way that it was kind of short notice as far as planning something of this magnitude, but the people at the Y and a lot of civic-minded people on Marco stepped forward and really put it together. And they have laid the groundwork for one fantastic fishing tournament next year. And they promised to come back with this tournament next year and really get going. This is the last shot. Okay, we got through that, and I really appreciate all those kids posing for those pictures. And I had a few others, but we just didn't have time to put them all on. Maybe we'll roll a few, 4 or 5 of them next week that we missed. We've got a very special guest here tonight, and he's a well-known figure here on Marco Island, and we're going to talk a little bit about the Marco Island Power Squadron and what they've been doing for the last few months and what they're up to. We'll be right back with all that information right here on WB10, here on Angler's Outlook, right after this.
Someone once said a friend in need is a friend indeed. When it comes to needing an expert answering your need for marine repairs, Marco River Marina and Wiggins Pass Marina indeed cover the needs of the boating public. Their long list of service coverage includes factory-trained mechanics from major motor manufacturers for boats, power or sail up to 58 feet, fiberglass repair, bottom paint, dockside motor repair or repower. Call us now for the problem or preventive maintenance. Marco River Marina or Wiggins Pass Marina.
Marco River Marina's 30th birthday is right around the corner. Their ship store has always been the center of activity, with huge selections of men's and ladies' clothing. Excitement of their upcoming 30th anniversary is running high, and they have decided to jump the gun with huge discounts of up to 70% off on selected items of famous clothing makers like Tommy Hilfiger, Woolrich, Nautica, Royal Robin, and many more. It's a whale of a sale. Up to 70% off on selected items of clothing at the ship store. Marco River Marina, 951 Bald Eagle Drive on Marco Island.
Hi, I'm Captain Bill Walsh of Dawn Patrol Charter Fishing here on Marco Island. You know, summer's upon us, and whether it's your vacation or you have vacationing guests, a half-day fishing the backwaters or nearshore reefs of Marco Island is a great way to have fun. And you can do that all on Dawn Patrol for a very affordable price. And by the way, we still give a discount for catch and release. So give me a call and let's spend a great morning together fishing these wonderful waters. Thank you.
I'm here tonight with a very special guest, a very familiar face on Marco Island. I tell you, he's a public relations officer for the Marco Island Fire Squadron. Welcome aboard, Harvey Nolan.
Well, thank you, Red. Very pleased to be here this evening.
Good to see you come up here. This is the first time I think you've been to this set.
That's right. We did that.
We did a recording down at the marina.
That's right. I felt like it was in set for a movie there. That was pretty exciting.
We'll give you a screen test right after the program here.
Okay.
And any autographs that you get, be sure and charge them for the autographs after the program. But anyway, let's get down to the basic news here. The Marco Island Fire Squadron, you guys have been real busy all through the summer. Not only do you push safe boating, but you have quite a inter-squadron activity as far as going on boating, and I think you just came back from a trip a few days ago.
Yeah, that's right. We do a lot of boating activities. We're involved in teaching courses on boating, and we want to take the opportunity to do some cruising. This year, just the ones that I can remember off the top of my head and from my note here, we went to Sarasota on a trip. We just got back from the cruising rendezvous that we had up at Burns Store. That was for our district that the Marco Island Power Squadron is a part of. We had probably 150, 200 people there, and perhaps 50 boats show up. Lots of games, activities, meetings, dinner dance. Beyond that, we've been in Marathon with a group of the Power Squadron, and a small group of us went to the Bahamas.
That's
also last May. I'm very pleased.
You did go to the Bahamas last May.
That's right.
That's right. You were telling me about that. Well, look, you've got some boating courses coming up, and we'll take the top one there first. A 6-week course, I think it is, or what?
Yes, that's our public safe boating course. It's a 6-week course, and it's 2 hours per week. It's going to be located at the Marco Island Area Board of Realtors, which is at 140 Waterway Drive at the corner of Waterway and Bald Eagle. It's a new educational facility for us, good audio-visual equipment, and we're happy to report, as compared to where we've had our classes in the past, we really have adult-sized furnishings and furniture to offer at the Board of Realtors location. Class begins on the 22nd of October. Registration is at 7 o'clock. The class starts at 7:30 p.m. It'll be kicked off by our commander, Del Tower. He'll talk a little bit about the Power Squadron and then get right on into the courses. There is a cost associated with it. The manual is $16. Dividers for the course are $4. Plotter, $4.50, for a total of $24.50.
That's very inexpensive for what you can learn.
Yeah, we think it's a very comprehensive course, and it's been updated over the years, and we've got a very, very enthusiastic group of presenters this year, and we do hope we get a good turnout. I
think we've got a graphic on page 3332, Mike, and I believe you are going to be calling Dick Braun at 3940621 to get any more information on it. Is that not correct?
That's correct. If you call Dick, he can give you any additional information you need, and he's probably standing by his telephone right now.
Well, look, we'll get into this other safety course here in a minute. Well, why don't we just jump right on in it, because it's kind of a little pet project of mine. I had the fellows from the Florida Marine Patrol on the program here about a year ago, and they were just phasing in this new boating law for kids 16 years of age or younger. You people have stepped up and have put a course together for the young kids down at Marco so they can get their license.
Yes, this is very exciting. It's a brand new course for the Power Squadron. It picks up on the new Florida law, which requires all young operators of watercraft with 10 horsepower or more to have a valid Florida license. We put together a 4-week course, and it's going to be on Saturday mornings starting at 9 o'clock in the morning till 11 o'clock. The first class is November 2nd. It also is going to be located at the Marco Island Area Board of Realtors office, and again, 140 Waterway Drive.
Great. And I believe you called the same people. We'll throw that graphic up one more time, and you call Dick Braun at 3940621, page 3332 will do it. Terrific. I'm really glad to see that someone has got this thing going for the kids, because they really need it.
It's in a format that I'm confident that the kids are going to enjoy. And these young people should be coming. Their parents are welcome to come also if they would like to come along with them. Again, there's a cost associated with this. It's $5 for this manual and $2 for the licensing that'll be sent in after they complete and pass the test.
Great. Maybe I can get over and get some film. My camera will be repaired by then.
Wonderful.
Listen, why don't we do this? Well, let's open up the phone lines. We're going to go into a break. 1-800. We have a new magic number for you people, so just, you know, go for it. 1-800-595-WB10. And we'd love to have you give us a call. That's 9210 in case you want to look on the index on the phone. We'll be right back with more Anglers Outlook, live phone calls, hopefully. And we'll be back with Harvey here, Mr. Nolan, from the Power Squadron, right after these messages.
You may have the perception that Marco River, Wiggins Pass Marina's rental boats are just for tourists. Well, that's not always the case. Our rental boat fleet constantly plays host to many situations that have included birthdays, marriages, holidays, anniversaries, and just entertaining guests. Companies have rented several of Marco River and Wiggins Pass Marina rental boats for their company outing, giving their employees that day of fun in the sun they'll never forget. Here's another great idea. Get your friends together, make up your own flotilla. Then, before casting off, fit the entire group out with whatever is needed from our ship store. Fishing tackle and licenses, hats, clothing, ice, suntan lotion, film, refreshments. Don't forget those factory-trained shrimp. Whatever the occasion, call Marco River Marina at 394-2502 or Wiggins Pass Marina at 597-3549 for your reservations or more information about Marco River and Wiggins Pass rental boats. Marco River Marina and Wiggins Pass Marina.
The offshore outboard of the future. It will have more stainless steel. It will include innovative designs to enhance power. It will have advanced components to increase dependability, and it will look just like this. The new 3-liter loop-charged 200 or 225 Johnson Ocean Runner outboard. The offshore outboard of the future is available today.
The future of Johnson Outboards is now at Marco River Marina. Call us at 394-2502. Your authorized Johnson Outboard dealer.
We have a caller, Harvey, and I think we'll take that. He was going to call earlier, and he's an attorney here in Naples, and he's an attorney specializing in estate planning. And I understand he also works on IRS cases occasionally. Mr. Attorney Ted Hudgens. And are you there, Ted?
Yes, I am.
Well, good, buddy. I really appreciate you calling tonight. And would you just kind of tell us what in the world is this software program? I tried to call them today and got a recording. Tell us a little bit about it.
Well, it's kind of neat. You see, we had a Loran that came with our boat when we bought it, and of course the Loran crapped out after a while, so we decided, well, the Loran chain's only going to be operational another couple of years. We bought a GPS, but all of our fishing numbers were in the old Loran TDs, and because our GPS didn't convert them over, I started making some inquiries. Well, it turns out there's this software company up around Orlando, and what they do is you input one number, either a GPS number or a Loran TD, and it's got an equation built into the software that converts it over into the other one. Plus, it allows you to enter all kinds of other information, like the time of day you were fishing there, and you can group it into certain categories. So if you want to go out after kingfish, you can go out after kingfish. And then it actually gives you a graphic map right on the computer screen that shows you all your Loran numbers that you've inputted, and you give them special identifiers, so you can plan how far you want to go and all the other spots that are sort of around in one area you want to go to.
How many numbers are you planning on trying to get copied? I think you told me that, I'm sorry, approximately. You got a bunch of numbers?
It'll hold up to 3,000 numbers.
Is that right?
Yeah.
That's phenomenal.
So you can get all kinds of Loran numbers from everybody you know and just put them together in one great big database.
What kind of cost are you talking about?
$75.
$75. You can't go wrong.
No, it's a Windows-based program, and I'll give you a call in a couple weeks and let you know how it works out, because I just ordered mine today.
Yeah, I've got a note here that we want to caution the public, although for $75, you know, it's hard to go wrong with almost anything, but we haven't checked these people out. Evidently, they are working out of a residence, I found out today.
Yep.
And so they can either gamble their $75, and I don't think it's much of a gamble, and mail it in. The number, if anybody's got a pencil and paper handy, is, and then check mine out and make sure I type this up right, Ted. 407, area code, 725-4115.
I think that's it.
Okay. And the name of the company is...
A-N-D-R-E-N, Andren, I think.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Software. And it's a post office box. I think you told me this, 33117.
Uh-huh.
And India, I-N-D-I-A, Atlantic, Florida. And the zip is 32903. Anybody wants that can call me at Marco River Marina tomorrow, and I'll get you that information. Ted, I really, really appreciate you calling and giving us that information. It's really nice of you. Now, you want to remember one thing you haven't thought about. You're going to give them all your secret numbers, and don't be surprised if in about 6 or 8 months or a year they bring out a new chart with everybody's numbers on it, okay?
Well, Red, I think it's a little bit different than that. They send you the program, and you input your own numbers.
Oh, I got you, okay.
And then it'll go ahead and take that. And if
so you don't have to send them your numbers.
Right.
Okay, I got you now. I'm glad I brought that up. You cleared that up. Great.
Yeah, and if you and all your buddies have the program, what you can do is you can say, well, I'll input the first 4 pages of our numbers, and you put the second 4 pages in, you put the third 4 pages in, and you all merge them together in one big file.
Okay, why don't we do this? Make a pact with me. Let's catch a couple fish. You catch a couple fish. Let's get you on the program, talk a little bit about fishing. We're going to have to run here. He's waving bye-bye with me. I really appreciate your input on this, and you give us a call in a week or so and let us know how you make out.
A couple 3 weeks, Red.
Couple 3 weeks. Okay, I got you.
Okay.
Have a good evening.
Bye.
Bye-bye now. You know, Harvey Nolan, Fire Squadron, Public Relations Officer for the Marco Island Fire Squadron. We want to take this opportunity also. I want to thank you for coming up, and also the Fire Squadron for getting a program out for the kids under 16 for this boating thing, license, driver's license. I also want to invite the Naples Fire Squadron to feel free to give us a call, and we'll put your information on it. We did try to get a hold of you at a late date, and the line I had was disconnected, so we couldn't get them. And I want to thank you very much for coming up today.
Well, thank you.
Okay.
And I'm not sure if I mentioned the date of that Boating Safely for the younger group. It's November 2nd is the first class.
November 2nd. Mark that down on your calendar. Get your kids to that class. If they're 16 years of age or younger, they got to have a driver's license to drive a boat without an adult in the boat, etc. There's also a horsepower limit on it. I think it's 10 horsepower, something like that. Anyway, on behalf of Marco River Marina, Wiggins Pass Marina, we thank you for joining us tonight. We'll see you next week right here on WB10 with more Anglers Outlook, brought to you by Marco River Marina, Wiggins Pass Marina.